Hello, my fellow Americans. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One. Monday, November 5th, the year 2012. It's the day before Election Day. I think you guys know how I feel. But I received an interesting email. It's from a Canadian. And I subscribed to his list. And he sent out an email and he was saying that as a Canadian, he really loved America. He loved lots of things about America. He said he loved the people. He loved our ideas. But he just hates to see how we're fighting amongst ourselves and just basically destroying what we have here. And he said, if you look to our elected officials, our supposed leaders, you can see that's where the problem lies. Because in schools, now they're telling people, they're teaching the kids about bullying and how not to be a bully and to report bullying, and bullying's not going to be tolerated, etc., etc. But he says, if you look at our elected officials, they're bullies. If you don't agree with what they say, they shout you down, they call you names, they say you're a racist, or they say you're this or that. But they don't come together to help the people. On the other hand, when you have a disaster like what's going on the East Coast, up in New York and New Jersey, you see people out there helping each other. They're helping their neighbors. They're helping strangers. You know, they don't care if that person's a Democrat or Republican. They're a fellow American and they're helping them. And see, that's why we the people, we can be united. But our leaders, they need to get the message. We need to shout them down. We need to basically put them in time out. And that's why I say re-elect no one. Because they haven't learned. We elect them, we give them one term. If they don't learn, we should not re-elect them. It's that simple. I know you've heard it before, but it just bears repeating. But when somebody who's not an American, they can look in. They can be very objective. They can see what's going on. But sometimes, you know, we Americans, we might have the tunnel vision. We're just focused on what we want and how we think things to be, and without regard to other people. And you know, you've heard me say it before, and I'm going to say it again. When you have one person or group trying to impose their will or beliefs on another person or group, you're going to have problems. It's that simple. But the other thing he said that's really the motivating thing, he says, you know, no matter who wins, if it's Obama or Romney, when you wake up the day after, Wednesday morning, you've got a choice, because you're here in America. You can decide to put in extra time at work maybe, or if you have your own business, you can work extra hours, or you can kick back and do nothing. Nobody's going to tell you how many hours you're going to work. You can educate yourself. You've got libraries. You're on the internet watching me, so you've got access to just about all the knowledge that there ever was. Until they shut it down, you can educate yourself. So the only person stopping you really is you. I mean, you've heard me quote from Harry Brown's How I Found Freedom in an Unfree World. So no matter where you are, you can take it from there and you can decide to move up and improve your lot in life. Now some people say, oh, that's easy for you to say. You got it made. You got a ranch. You got this. You got that. It has nothing to do with what I got. What it has to do with is attitude. Whether I get up and do something, or if I just roll over in bed. If I take my time to build something, to fix something, to plant something, to something where I can reap the rewards, you know, either immediately or somewhere down the line, or if I decide just to goof off. And not saying one's bad or one's good, but what I'm saying is it's a matter of choice. You know, I get up, exercise, Monday through Friday. If you watch my other video, yesterday I put in about 10 or 12 hours. I was beat. I was sore. I mean, I was dog tired when I went to bed last night. But I got up this morning, even though I really didn't want to. I put the sweat clothes on, put the workout CD in, turned the music up, and I pumped iron. I did the body works. I did my yoga routine, stretched this old body out. Because I want to reap that reward. Because see, if I quit exercising, I stiffen up. My muscles start to weaken. What good would I be then? You know, yeah, I get a lot of exercise, you know, chopping wood, hauling it around. But it's not enough. You can always do a little bit more. So you have to think about that. Look in the mirror. There's your answer right there, staring at you. So my fellow Americans, I'll probably post this on Election Day. And hopefully when I post a couple days after Election Day, we will have elected a different president. But if we don't, hopefully you've done what it takes to profit if Obama gets elected, and to live your life as best as you can if he gets elected. Now, I said there were some things you can do to actually cash in if he gets elected. I didn't want to say anything because that's part of Operation Security. But I think if you think about it, you know there's certain things you may not be able to buy in a second Obama term. So you better buy them now. You better buy lots of them. Still going to have a few hours by the time I post this video. Hopefully you won't need to do that because you've already done so. Because you know, my fellow Americans, you just really have to realize that no matter what, you're on your own. Look at those people in New York, New Jersey. Sure, the Red Cross was there and the first responders were there, and you know, take my hat off. I salute them. They do the best they can. But there's just not enough of them. And some people are on the roof for days with the white flag. Help. They had the choice. They knew the storm was coming. They could have left. Some people, well, maybe they didn't have the money. Maybe they couldn't. Well, that was their choice. Because if they didn't, they made choices that put them in that position. Now, might have a little empathy, maybe a little sympathy, but when people make choices, you know, they make their bed, they got to lie in it. That simple. So, my fellow Americans, I sure hope that enough people woke up and smelled the tyranny.